you guys. Want to get
Thank
into
you.
wrapping up in no
Okay.
particular order and no rush at all.
Uh-huh.
But I want both of you guys to talk about kind of some wisdom that you have that you want to share with like when you graduated school. The lesson to the new NP who they come out and they're overwhelmed. Maybe they don't have a job. Maybe they do and they're scared of negotiating. They're really nervous at work. Talk to them.
Well, well, for me, as you know, when you get out of NP school, it's saturated. You cannot find a job. I know people now that's been out of school for 2 or 3 years and still are working as an RN because they cannot find a job because every job you apply for wants you to have at least a year or 2 years experience. That's the problem we're running into. So for these young ladies and these fellas, I say never give up. Keep on applying, keep on pushing your resume, your CV, come to some networking events, network with people,
Mhm.
and you're going to get in.
Oh yeah.
Never give up and never be afraid. Don't settle for less because a lot of the jobs or employers want to lowball people and pay them 60,000 a year or 50,000 a year. And some people say, well, I went to school, it's not worth it. And then on the other side, you say, well, get your foot in the door, get your experience, and then you can resign and find something else.
Hmm.
But my wisdom to everybody is to never get up and keep on pushing.
Awesome.
I definitely will piggyback off of that. And what I've always told people is that you cannot become dependent on a system where there are a million people who look like you comprised of that system. And so with that being said, I always tell people, go to school, get the fundamentals, get the education, take the exam, get your license, and create your own niche. Because one of the things that people will tell you, and if you believe it and you let it stop you, you're never going to progress to the next level. They'll say, oh, you just don't have enough experience. Make your own experience. You don't have a paid job as a nurse practitioner? Go to the homeless shelter. Open up a free clinic once a week where you give kids vaccinations, or you do breast mammogram, or you go in and you educate the men about prostate cancer, or you talk about HIV. Go to the free HIV testing centers, get a kit, a couple of kits. Go back to the shelters, sign people up to take the test. That's your experience. You're creating it. This is your life. You need to own it. And don't wait for people to give you permission to be who you are. Take the
I
lead.
love that advice. Holy cow. That is,
Oh,
first of
yeah.
all, I didn't even know that was possible. So the fact that you're saying it is incredible. B, that
Oh,
is
yeah.
so similar to the advice oftentimes you give young entrepreneurs who want to kind of get a break, right? They want to land their first client and maybe they're a digital marketer.
Right.
We always tell them,
Right.
hey, work on spec. Come, like give away your product at cost, give it away for free. If it's your time and a service, do it for a low cost.
That's right.
So that way you can gain experience, and two, you can actually be results driven. And the minute you start that,
Absolutely.
like I think people mistake receiving a salary for experience.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Listen, I'm not negating that we have to pay our bills, but you don't have to be a slave to a system that doesn't even acknowledge you so you can pay your bills. I would rather make the less and be moving upward towards getting recognition and getting myself established than not making anything at all. If it means I have to volunteer what I have to keep in mind that that's only a temporary situation. Because we could be listening to this podcast with you, or we could be on your podcast for you. And there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Oh
So you
yeah.
could be listening to a podcast, or you could be on